Dungeons & Dragons: Chronicles of Mystara, released in August of 2013 for the PlayStation 3, Wii U, Xbox 360, and PC platforms. It is still available on Xbox platforms and Steam, retailing for $14.99. What this is a bundle containing two Capcom beat-em-ups, both based loosely on Dungeons & Dragons. Those being Dungeons & Dragons: Tower of Doom from 1994 and Dungeons & Dragons: Shadow over Mystara from 1996. These games are highly similar, using very similar graphics and almost identical gameplay. And while they are based on Dungeons & Dragons, they are not meant to be a representation of playing the tabletop. These are beat-em-ups that have occasional nods to the rules and world of Dungeons & Dragons. So while you won't do any real role-playing here, you will have to do things like get the killing blow on a troll with fire. Tower of Doom only gave you 4 characters to choose from: a human fighter and human cleric, and a dwarf and an elf, with the elf being based loosely off the sorcerer class, and the dwarf being arguably a barbarian. Shadow over Mystara had 6 characters to choose from, the 4 from Tower of Doom, and the addition of Magic User and Thief, with Magic User combining elements from several different magic-using classes, and Thief just being a more speedy fighter, as they didn't have the ability to steal, stealth, or any other such thief-type things. It is, however, easy to mistake one game for the other, as both are beat-em-ups, both allow you to do combos, and do special moves with certain button combinations. Both also allow your characters to pick up items and have inventories of a sort. The interface is improved between games, being much easier to navigate in Shadows of Mystara. The inventory is also where there are nods to the tabletop game, where certain characters cannot pick up certain items, such as the cleric being unable to pick up throwing knives, as clerics cannot use bladed weapons in the tabletop. In both games, you are allowed to make decisions once in a while. What this actually amounts to is being able to choose between which level you want to go to. You might be told that a village has been attacked, and you're given the option to go and help the village, or go and pursue what attacked the village. Sometimes this will lead to different rewards depending on what you do, as sometimes you are rewarded with new pieces of equipment, although it doesn't change how your sprite looks, so you just have to take the game's word for it that the equipment is there and doing something. There is also a leveling system present in both games. Each character starts off at a different level, but as you play through either campaign, the character will slowly level up, noticeably getting more health with each level, and in theory gaining other stats, but there is no real way to verify this. These are, of course, old arcade games, and you will encounter areas of them that were clearly designed to eat quarters. But these areas aren't really an issue now, as you can continue as much as you want. These are, of course, best when played multiplayer, and you can do that both locally and online. These games really shine when you have 3 or 4 friends all playing together, and you can make the experience fairly authentic if everyone has an arcade stick they can play with. But that can get expensive. But is Dungeons & Dragons: Chronicles of Mystara worth your time and money? At a price of only $15, I would say absolutely yes. These are 2 great arcade beat-em-ups, both with enough Dungeons & Dragons flavor to them to make them stand out from their contemporaries. These are best when you can play with a couple of friends, but even if you're going it alone, there's enough here to keep you playing for a while. And if you have any nostalgia for the old days of arcades, this will really hit the spot for you. And there is some replay value here, as the different characters play differently, and you're given choices of what levels to go to throughout each game. So you will need to play through a few times to really see everything on offer. And honestly, it's probably going to be easier to play this to get your Dungeons & Dragons fix than actually get a group of adults together to play Dungeons & Dragons on a weekly basis. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.